Hey y'all, this is BG Codes and I'm bradgarropy. Today I want to announce a new open source package that I published to NPM called Labman. Let me show you. So here's the GitHub repository for Labman. It's a CLI tool for managing GitHub issue labels between different repositories. I create a lot of new repositories and I constantly want my defined set of issue labels everywhere I go. So I made this tool to be able to clone from one repo to another. This is published to NPM and it just hit version 1.0 and it's got about 850 downloads, doing pretty good for being released only about a week. I use the OctoKit API wrapper for GitHub in order to create create issue labels, delete issue labels, and all that kind of stuff. This is a command line application running on Node.js, and so I use yargs to do argument parsing. And I also have some nice output colors, and this is provided by Chalk. So let me hop into a demo here so you know what this is all about. First things first, I have this repository that its sole purpose is to just hold the labels that I like. And I use that as a source to clone labels from repository to repository. So let's do this. Let's make a brand new repo called Labman demo. And you'll notice if I go in here to issues, then go over to labels, these are the default labels that GitHub gives us. So what I want to do is use the Labman CLI tool to bring in my labels to this repository. First things first, in order to run Labman, you're going to have to authenticate with a personal access token. So if you go to github.com/settings/tokens, this is where we can create one. So let's generate a new token called Labman demo. And the scope that it needs is everything for repositories. This is going to allow Labman to create and delete issues in your repositories. Come down here and press generate. Copy this token. And let's use Labman. So the first thing you have to do is log in. You'll notice that I'm running Labman with npx, meaning you don't actually have to install it on your system, but you can if you'd like. Creating new repos and cloning issues is probably something that you're not doing very often, so I don't really recommend installing it. So let's log in. This requires two things. One, your GitHub username, and two, the token that we just generated. Hit enter, and what this is going to do is it's going to use a package called conf to save your authentication credentials on your machine so that you don't have to run this login command the next time. Now, we'll pull up the help really quick just to kind of show you what Labman can do. Right now, its sole function is to copy labels from source to destination. So let's try to run that command. npx labman. The source is going to be my repository called labels. I could have also done bradgarropy/labels, but Labman automatically infers the owner of the repo based on your login credentials. So I want to copy it from labels to Labman demo, the new repo we just created. And moreover, I want to actually clobber everything that's inside of the Labman demo repository. So all the labels inside of the Labman demo repository and replace them with the ones from the source, which is labels. I'll hit enter here. And Labman's pretty good about telling you what it did. It'll tell you exactly what labels it deleted and exactly what labels it created. So you'll see deleting labels from Labman demo. These are all the initial labels. and then creating labels in Labman demo. And these are all the labels from my labels repository. Now let's head over there to see if this is actually true. Here's our Labman demo repo that we just created. I'll do a quick refresh. There you go. It matches exactly what I have in my labels repository. This has definitely been a fun project to work on. First release was very simple, just the functionality that I would prefer, but my roadmap includes doing all the CRUD operations on labels. That's create, read, update, and delete labels from any of your repositories. So I'm looking forward to working on that soon. So here is the NPM page for Labman. Give it a go. Let's try to get that to 1,000 downloads. And one really cool thing about this repository is that it does have 100% test coverage, the Labman CLI. And I had a lot of fun doing that as well. So thank you for watching this video. Go check out the Labman package. And this is BG Codes. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.